Welcome to another day on the psych ward, Farewell 2025 edition. This all started in January when I was horribly depressed staying with my family on the Sunshine Coast. I was trying everything I could to feel better, from hot baths through to meditation and medication, but nothing was helping and I had no idea what to do. Until one random day, I woke up feeling absolutely amazing out of the blue, a little too amazing as it turned out. I started doing things like singing, skipping and dancing down the street to the confusion and amusement of passers-by. I was having a simply magical time, and then I started shopping at Kmart, buying shoes for people I didn't know and ordering the staff around telling them how to do their jobs, which I'm sure they really appreciated. I went to Brisbane not long after this to see Billie Eilish, which was probably one of my first mistakes, although I don't regret it at all. Little did I know at the time that mania can in fact be exacerbated by bright flashing lights, loud noises and large crowds of people. But she was amazing, and so I don't regret it for a minute. What an absolute queen. I became an overnight fan, to be honest. This was the night that I found out that my grandmother had died, but I was unmoved by this information because I was so happy in my manic state. The next day I crashed this car, which was unfortunate because it cost me a lot of money. I headed back to the Sunshine Coast after this, and it turned out that there was in fact a cyclone approaching, but instead of staying on the Sunshine Coast to help my family through this, I decided to instead head back to Melbourne to see Billie Eilish again. I waited in the heat from 4 a.m. with all of these teenagers, which was a rather inexplicable choice given I didn't have a ticket for that night's show. But this didn't deter me, and my main character energy saw me through. I got in and I did, in fact, have the best time of my life. I really related to this moment here with this little jig Billie was doing because it was a physical manifestation of my mental state at the time. This was the night I decided to stroke Billie Eilish on the face, which I'm sure she enjoyed just as much as I did. Around this time, I decided I was the most beautiful person in the world, so I started taking copious selfies of myself. Then I stayed up all night labeling absolutely everything in my home. I crashed my car, and then I went midnight shopping to buy gifts for my nieces and nephews who did not have birthdays coming up. Now, at this point, I did indeed end up in the ER, but I was quite happy to be there since I was still manic. Whilst I was in the psychiatric holding bay, I focused my attention on shopping for things I neither wanted nor needed and couldn't afford. On a positive note, it did mean that I got surprise packages delivered to the ward day after fucking day. It was like Santa was coming again. Now, while I was there, they did indeed medicate me to the high heavens, and once they had done that, they transferred me to another psychiatric unit where I would indeed spend many weeks. I accepted my situation and spent most of my time reading to escape reality, but I spent even more time colouring in because what nobody tells you is that when you land in the psych ward, everyone you know will send you one, if not two, colouring in books, and you will in fact colour in more than is appropriate for any grown adult. The hospital successfully brought me down off my manic high and plunged me into one of the deepest depressions I've ever experienced. I got used to the joy of daily blood tests, but at least I didn't get upset during this time, and I made sure that I was always looking my absolute best. Now, I did finally escape from the psych ward, which was fantastic, and I sort of managed to get my life back on track to an extent. I managed to get back to singing, and I spent Christmas with my family, which was amazing because I didn't think I'd get there at all, to be perfectly honest. Now, it was a rather bipolar year, and I'm not sure what 2026 is going to bring, but I sure as shit hope it's going to be better than 2025. Bye.